Hello, we are watching the news broadcast daily, and following are today's highlights.
President Tan Sang hails police force for outstanding achievements. Foreign Ministry and the EU delegation launch Vietnam-EU Strategic Dialogue Facility. Seminar highlights President Ho Chi Minh's sentiment towards Russia.
President Tan Sang has hailed police force for their outstanding achievements in the emulation campaign People's Police Study and follow late President Ho Chi Minh's 6 teachings.
President Sang made the statement at a ceremony in Hanoi on June the 4th to celebrate 65 years since the People's Police Force first followed Uncle Ho's 6 teachings and President Ho Chi Minh's appeal for a patriotic emulation movement. He stressed that the party, state and people appreciate loyalty, sacrifices and great contributions made by generations of police during the national revolutionary cause. The police force should make the campaign, studying and following Uncle Ho's 6 teachings, a core part of their regular party activities in the time to come. Apart from following the late President's moral examples and implementing the resolution of the 11th National Party Congress on some urgent issues in current party building, it is also necessary to further party building activities. Fight the degradation of political thought, morals and lifestyles, bureaucracy, corruption and wastefulness among some cadres, party members and officers of the People's Police Force. President Sang said they must work closely with departments and sectors to encourage all people to support the campaign, as well as help ensure social security and order in the new situation. The leader expressed his belief that the police will continue to lead the patriotic emulation movement and successfully fulfill their assigned tasks.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng has expressed his hope that Vietnam and the Republic of Korea will further their economic, trade and investment ties to raise two-way trade to a more impressive figure in the future.
Meeting with outgoing Republic of Korea Ambassador Ha Chan-ho in Hanoi on June the 3rd, the Prime Minister said his government has always created favourable conditions for Korean investors to do business in Vietnam. He suggested the Republic of Korea continues granting a high amount of official development assistance funding to Vietnam, focusing on transport infrastructure, climate change adaptation and environmental protection. He proposed that the two sides work closely with each other to tackle all problems that arise during their labour cooperation. The ambassador said he believed, on the basis of their friendship and sound political and diplomatic ties, economic, trade and investment cooperation between the two sides will see new developments. He suggested both sides step up their ties in labour, education and training, tourism and science and technology.
The Foreign Ministry and the European Union on June 4th organized a seminar to launch the Vietnam-EU Strategic Dialogue Facility. The facility is part of the Vietnam-EU Partnership and Cooperation Agreement.
The facility is a 3-year program that aims to support Vietnam's development through the implementation of activities in areas covered by the Vietnam-EU Partnership and Cooperation Agreement. This EU-funded €2.9 million project will last until January 2016. The implementation of the 2011 to 2012 agreement has successfully concluded, and the two sides are now discussing the 2013 to 2014 stage. Accordingly, the EU delegation to Vietnam will provide €2.9 million from February 2013 to 2016. Main activities focus on policy-related research, technological support, organising seminars and training courses. Despite the economic crisis, two-way trade between Vietnam and the EU in 2012 still exceeded $29 billion, up nearly 20% from 2011. EU nations are among the leading investors in Vietnam. By the end of March 2013, 22 of the 27 EU members invested in 1,299 valid projects in Vietnam, with registered capital totaling over $17 billion.
While traffic and shrimp exports face difficulties due to dumping accusations and antibiotic problems, Vietnamese tuna enjoys high consumption in Europe. Let's have a look.
The Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers explained that the European market had increased tuna imports after a long period of importing only small amounts due to economic difficulties. However, the export value of Vietnamese tuna would rise even higher if fishermen stopped using bright lights to attract tuna, the association said. This method makes catching cheaper but results in lower quality tuna. Together with traffic, tuna is now one of Vietnam's major seafood exports, earning $155 million in the first 5 months of this year, up nearly 20% year-on-year. Tuna obtained an export turnover of $380 million in 2011, accounting for 6.3% of the country's seafood export, and was exported to 83 countries. Its export value rose to nearly $570 million last year, with the US market accounting for over $245 million and the European market $114 million.
An exhibition and seminar themed President Ho Chi Minh and Russia was held in Hanoi on June 4th to mark 90 years since Vietnam's late great leader first arrived in Russia and was introduced to Marxism-Leninism.
Over 80 reports at the seminar focused on the President Ho Chi Minh's relations with Russia and the ties between the two countries. Researchers and scientists underscore the deep relationship between President Ho Chi Minh and Russia. The event is a chance to once again review all documentation on the move of President Ho Chi Minh, then known as Nguyễn Ái Quốc, towards Marxism, Leninism as well as Russia, and his determination to bring back the ideology to establish the Communist Party of Vietnam. It's also an opportunity to review the solidarity between the former Soviet Union, now Russia, and Vietnam over the past years, which has helped the two countries build their current strategic partnership. Talking about President Ho Chi Minh brings the mind to great leader, great and modest. That's why in Vietnam, people call him uncle, and we Russians call him by a word with the same meaning. Various photos and souvenirs of President Ho Chi Minh from his stay in Russia were also on display, giving visitors a deeper understanding on Uncle Ho's thoughts, as well as sound sentiment towards Marxism, Leninism, and the nation and people of Russia.
A photo exhibition highlighting the implementation of President Ho Chi Minh's appeal for national patriotic emulation got underway in Lam Son Park, Ho Chi Minh City on June 4th.
This is part of the city's activities to mark the 65th National Patriotic Emulation Day on June the 11th, and to speed up the campaign, studying and following President Ho Chi Minh's moral example. The exhibition displays 90 photos, autographs, and other documents featuring Vietnam's patriotic emulation movements since President Ho Chi Minh launched the appeal on June 11, 1948, in the fight against poverty, illiteracy, and foreign invaders. The event offered the chance for the younger generations to understand more about the patriotic emulation movements, as well as their strong effect on the national liberation and reunification in the past and Vietnam's present development. It also helps educate them on patriotism, the revolutionary tradition, and national pride, and directs them to follow President Ho Chi Minh's moral example. The exhibition will stay open to visitors until June the 15th.
And that is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.